Hey brothers, Eric here. I'm in Sapa, Vietnam. I got here on part of a round-the-world trip that my buddy AJ and I booked for under 200 bucks. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about credit score and how travel hacking can affect your score. So you probably already know that when you sign up for credit cards, you can get huge bonuses from banks in points, and that was enough for us to book this trip. So pay close attention. We're going to turn you into a world-class travel hacker. The first thing you should know is that your FICO score is what banks are going to take a look at when they're deciding whether to approve or deny your application. FICO score, they use it in collaboration with your job history and your income. And so there's 5 components of the FICO score. We're going to talk about 3 of them today that make up 80% of your score. So that's the most important part. First one is your payment history. It's 35%. It's the most important thing. Pay your bills on time. One tip is if you mess up and pay a bill late, often you can prevent that from going on your credit report just by calling the bank, explaining what happened, let them know it's not going to happen again. You've usually got 30 to 90 days, so take action if you make a mistake, because that can put you out of the travel hacking game for a pretty long time. Second component is your amounts owed. And there's 2 parts to this. The first one is all of your loans, so your student loans, your mortgage, your car payment. Banks want to look at how much debt you have total. The part that you can have an impact on is what's called your utilization ratio. So the simple way to look at it is just add up your credit limit from all your different credit cards. Let's say you've got a $10,000 credit limit. If you spend $3,000 a month, you're utilizing 30% of that. And that's about what banks like to see. You don't want it to get any higher than 30%. So, you know, if you spend $9,000 in a month, they're going to look at it and say, this guy's risky. He's spending 90% of the money that we've made available to him. We probably shouldn't let him open a new account. The third part is what's called your length of credit history. It's 15% of your score. And basically what that means, banks take a look at your newest account, your average account age, and your oldest account. So let's talk real quick about how opening new accounts and closing accounts when travel hacking can impact this. So the first part is if you open a new account, it's going to help your utilization ratio, which is part of that 30% amounts owed. Let's say you get a $5,000 credit line with that new card. Now instead of having a $10,000 limit, you're going to have a $15,000 limit. So when you spend that $3,000, instead of 30%, it's only 20%. Banks are going to see you as less risky. The second part is the age of accounts. And so when you open a new account, obviously it's going to bring your newest account down to 0, and it's going to drag down your average a little bit. But the good thing is that you can mitigate that impact simply by taking your old accounts and keeping them open, because those are going to anchor your age of account. On the other hand, when you close an account, it's really not good for your credit score. First of all, you're taking that $5,000 credit line and you're throwing it away, so you're hurting your utilization ratio. And secondly, you're getting rid of one of those old accounts that's going to anchor your score. So in future episodes, we're going to talk a lot more about how to manage the process of opening new accounts and closing accounts, how to avoid annual fees, basically everything you're going to need to know to become a world-class travel hacker. You can get more info on our website at abroaders.com/travel hacking.